I'm with the band. Music and interviews you're going to like.
Welcome to I'm with the Band here on the Mesh Podcast Network. I'm your host, Andrew Moose. If this is your first time listening to this show, first of all, how dare you? But second, I'm with the Band invites musicians and bands of all types to discuss their current projects, their touring lives, and lives as musicians. We'd love for you to hit that subscribe button on whatever platform you're using right now so that you can get I'm with the Band episodes beamed directly to you whenever we do drop an episode. If you like what you're hearing and might be considering advertising here on the Mesh Podcast Network, it is a great way to reach a targeted audience. And plus, I've heard the only people who listen to podcasts here on our network are rich and they're beautiful. And all they want to do is spend money with you and your company. So today, welcome back to I'm with the Band. I know that this show has been, there's been a little bit of a layoff. We've been super busy, but no excuse. All the bands that we've been reaching out to, honestly, have been back on the road and they haven't had time. That's fantastic. That's great news. Bad news for the podcast, great news for the band. So today, guys, I have an exciting announcement. If you know me personally, you know this has been going on for over 2 years. And so I'm excited to announce basically to the podcast audience that I'm opening a music venue with my business partners. We are opening in a couple weeks, on October 23rd to be specific. And today on the podcast, I've got the guy who's going to be opening our event, Brian Swank. What's up, Brian? From Big Daddy Love. You doing all right, buddy?
Man, I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me here. This is awesome.
No problem, man. The Hum, man. We're excited to have you there. It's going to be a great event.
Yeah, and we've been wanting to get back to Hickory for so long now. I mean, a lot of our beginning roots were in Hickory,
Right.
and so we used to play the little tap room there. We'd squeeze on that tiny little stage or halfway
buddy.
squeeze on the tiny little stage. And we had great nights there. I mean, those were our very first days when this part of the band came together. And so Hickory, was so important to us. So we're really glad to be back there finally.
I know, dude. I'm so glad that you mentioned that because I was trying to think, besides the tap room, where else have I seen you play in Hickory? I know it's been hundreds of shows, but like where do you remember where else you played?
We've done several outdoor events.
Okay.
These were back many, many years ago. A couple other venues had opened. One or two had opened, and I think they might have. They're not around anymore. I can't even remember the name. It's been so many of them. But yeah.
And I was just trying to place it because honestly, like that tap room stage, like I remember distinctly that you guys there's probably back in the Justin Daniel Smith era, probably with BDL. And I remember that show distinctly. They've actually built that stage up a little bit. So all the musicians bugged Jason and Steven to extend it about 3 feet total.
Yeah.
So, there's an extra 3 feet there where you can, still sweat it out with your boys. But I'm really hoping that they start having music there soon. They got COVID kind of wiped music out there, but where else,
Yeah.
And so, hey man, you guys are bebopping around and got some dates. It's good to see.
Yeah. So we are still playing festivals that we technically booked back in 2019.
Right.
That of course got, hit by COVID. And punted. And then some of them even got punted to the fall of this year, which was probably a good move. I mean, Rooster Walk, we just did that one, the Rooster Walk reunion. So that's been a long time coming. I mean, we were playing shows that, we were literally booking in 2019. It is definitely a surreal feeling, to do this, but we are just glad to be playing music. Most everything we've done has felt really, really safe. We haven't done many indoor shows yet. We did one in Elkin, and that was good. And then we'll probably
was that Reeves? Theater?
Reeves Theater, great theater in Elkin, and then we'll probably go up to Sparta and do one at Muddy Creek. We'll play a couple indoor shows this winter, but not too many. Unfortunately, a lot of people are still kind of hesitant, about getting back. So we just need to get back to normal. We want everybody to be safe and feel secure and feel like they can go see music again. And it's just a slow go at it. But we're trying to, do these things and be as safe as possible and make everybody feel feel safe and stay healthy and everything like that. So we're doing the best we can, but we are playing
for sure,
quite a bit.
And as bands and venues are all trying to do the best they can, and it's they're. I know Live Nation has just announced that they are doing all their venues are going to be Vax card only and all that good stuff. But I think those are mostly for indoor venues. They actually might be for both, but I know it's going to be, for indoor venues, it's just a different animal just because of the setting. But for our event that we have coming up on the 23rd, our capacity for the Hum is, I think we've estimated it right like 1,500 to 2,000 or something like that, and we're only going to sell 500 tickets.
Yeah,
because we won't give people the chance to move around and be not on top of one another. I've been to a few shows in the last couple months at outdoor venues where I almost felt like it was oversold. There was a ton of people, and even being outside, it was kind of uncomfortable. And so after going to those events, I went back to the group and said, hey guys, like let's not oversell this thing. Like there's no point, we're just, plus it's a soft opening, we want to, dip our toe in before we do a backflip gainer off the high dive, So, we've toiled around about, what kind of COVID precautions we were going to do. And we just thought that, with the way that the mask mandate is now with North Carolina, not allowed, or that masks are not required to be at an outdoor setting. We just thought, okay, well, let's just kind of double down here and just give people plenty of room,
Yeah. I mean, we've done so many outdoor events here lately, and they've all felt really, really good. I think enough science is in that, we can gather outside, and be safe. Which thank goodness, we can do that. I mean, we just feel so blessed every time we do get together and play, and we get to see smiling faces and bring, that music and the joy back, and do what we do. So we feel good about it. I mean, I encourage people to come to outdoor venues. I'm like, look, I mean, if you are hesitant, you can still stay safe. But come out and enjoy some music, maybe see some friends. For sure. If you are hesitant, just keep your mask on and that's fine. And nobody will, nobody worries about that. But, music and just being together with people is such an important part for our mental health, that, I do encourage people to, get out and like I say, see some music if possible.
Well, I wake up in the morning, I'll just take whatever comes. If I ain't got no money, well, I might run into some. Sometimes it's rainy, sometimes that sun does shine. And it don't matter either way, they both suit me fine. Good morning, sunshine, good morning, rain. Whichever falls upon my window pane, I'll take the sunshine, I'll take the rain. I said life's too short to sit back and complain. Well, I got no plans to go to work, I might just stay at home. You do what you gotta do, just leave me alone. Might find me at the river with a fishing pole in hand. Well, I might be at that country store telling lies again. Good morning, sunshine, good morning, rain. Whichever falls upon my window pane, I'll take the sunshine, I'll take the rain. See, life's too short to sit back and complain. Well, that doctor told me yesterday I better change my ways. She ain't told me anything to help me anyway. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, rain. Whichever falls upon my window pane. I'll take the sunshine. I'll take the rain. Still life's too short to sit back and complain. I don't care to watch the weather, I don't care for what they say. The weatherman says sunshine, the rain wash you away. My life is pretty simple, as you can plainly see. I change with the seasons, and I do just what I please. Yeah. Good morning, sunshine, good morning, rain. Whichever falls upon my window pane. I'll take the sunshine, I'll take the rain. Still life's too short to sit back and complain.
It's one of the reasons why I'm, we're doing what we're doing, man, is like creating community, right? And, music creates that community feel, and I think that with COVID and us being sheltered in our houses for, going on 2 years, not being able to congregate for the most part, like, I think it does weigh on a lot of people, I think it weighed on me. I mean,
sure.
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are communal beings. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how we evolved. I mean, we need our friends and family. I mean, desperately. I mean, even introverts. I mean, I'm definitely more on the introverted spectrum. I mean, we would go on tour for, 5 days or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And I would get home and I would just go up in the mountains and not see a soul for about 3 or 4 days. It'd just be me and my dog. We'd go hiking, reading books and everything. But even after that, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm really ready to hang out with some friends again. I'm
Right.
ready to kind of go out and see it. Like I needed three solid days of downtime to kind of reset myself, build
Yeah,
some
for
energy
sure.
back up. But even then, like even I, everybody needs a sense of community, and a sense of family. It's been tough on everybody.
Yeah.
We've all kind of figured out little ways to make it work. I mean, getting together, being outside, keeping distance if we need to. We've slowly been doing it. But now that some of the festivals are happening, like I said, we just played Rooster Walk, Floyd. Also
Yeah.
worked
How
on
was Floyd
Fest.
Fest, man? I know you're pretty involved in that festival, intricately
Yeah.
involved in that festival.
Yeah.
How'd that go? Did that go well?
Well, yeah, it was so successful.
Great.
And we got so lucky. We actually caught the window where the vaccines had really taken hold. Numbers were just dropping like crazy, and the Delta variant had not really caught on yet. So, so we were outside. We had a little bit of smaller attendance by choice to give a little bit more room. But man, I mean, the weather was great. Artists were great. We didn't really have any major outbreaks. So we felt great about it.
Yeah.
We were so glad to do it. We were one of the first big festivals to come out of the gate after the vaccines had taken hold. So we really wanted to do everything correctly. I mean, our COVID safety plan and everything.
Yeah.
And we had, Virginia fully supported us and were behind us the whole way. And each week we got a little bit more safe or a little bit safer to the point where, it was fun. Yeah, it was perfect. We were so blessed to be able to do that.
Yeah, and just looking at that lineup, I mean, you could not have a good time at Floyd Fest this year. That ticket was so hot, man. Like I tried to get a ticket, a couple months before, and they're like, "Yeah, good luck, man." Like that thing was sold out early and quick. And what was the obviously besides BDL, what was your favorite set of that festival?
Well, gosh, Billy Strings is on fire right now. I mean, his show is just so amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a true rock star, and he's just blown through every ceiling of bluegrass that you can right now. We really do love the new band Goose too.
Buddy, yeah.
It seems like jam bands kind of come and go, and some will be hot for a minute and some won't. But on a musical level, I really think Goose brings something completely different than the rest of the jam band world. I really think that they could grow up to be one of the very top touring bands here really soon. I mean, we really enjoyed them. The Avett Brothers brought it, but I tell you what, Turquoise playing Remain in Light by the Talking Heads.
Oh yeah, for sure.
With Adrian Belew and Jerry Harrison. Like we expected that to be great. And they started, and by the second song, I mean, we were just getting chills. It was even better than we expected. It was one of the tightest things we'd ever seen. It was tight. It was soulful. People were boogieing down. So yeah, man, it was a great lineup. And then of course we always have the On the Rise bands, the independent bands coming up, and so we get to check out all these brand new bands that you might not have heard before. So I just love how they do it. Chris Hodges just cultivates such a unique lineup of fun bands that are either up and coming or just that they're just right on at their peak of their playing. So yeah, it was great.
Speaking of like collaboration and all that good stuff, friend of the podcast, Nick McDaniels from Big Something, you guys do have done in the past like a big collaborative thing with them, Big Daddy something, right? That's the thing.
Yeah, that I tell you what, in all of our years of history together, hands down, one of the most fun things we've ever done. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know whose idea it was, but we always love playing shows together. And then somebody was like, "Why don't we just put all 13 of us on stage and just see what happens?" And so we started doing that, and we did 3 or 4 or 5 shows like that, just to crazy crowds. Yeah, 13 people. We played all types of crazy fun songs, just trading around. Hands down, I mean, we have got to do so many awesome things through our last 12 years, but you can put that at the very top of the list as some of the most fun we've ever had.
Yeah, that's killer, man. I just saw Big Something not too long ago. They did a West Panic after show at Salvage Station with the Mantras. That was killer, man. Like those guys are. I talked to Nick after that show, and he was just beaming, dude. That thing was hot.
Yeah,
dude. It was really, really good.
Yeah, we love those guys so much. They bring us so hard. I mean, we love Jesse's playing. I mean,
he's sick. He's so sick, man.
And they just found that groove to make people dance, man. I mean, if you don't start boogieing down at a Big Something show, something's wrong, man. But they've just found that mix of like soul and dance rhythms. They just hit it perfect. I love it.
Yeah, for sure, man. And by God, they got the younger kids in too. Like you go to a Big Something crowd, it's not like you and me, a bunch of old fogies running around that place, breaking hips, trying to boogie. It's the kids. I love it. I love seeing younger kids at those shows, man.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, that's the magic of Billy Strings right now is that Billy Strings is bringing in young kids who might not ever really listen to bluegrass or go to a show that has 4 acoustic bluegrass instruments on stage. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, a lot of us, we appreciate that so much. I mean, just bring the kids in, show them something new. And then, he won Entertainer of the Year at IBMA, the International Bluegrass Music Awards this year, which is a really, really big deal. I mean,
it is.
Because the old guard that kind of protects that brand, or kind of kept him at an arm's distance, this young skater punk dude on stage, playing Doc Watson licks just wasn't, the right thing. But this past year, it's like they said, you know what? He's doing it. He's the future of bluegrass, Entertainer of the Year, Guitar Player of the Year. He is the face of bluegrass right now. And I'm just so proud of everybody in the bluegrass community for making it happen and accepting him and growing the scene like that.
Because, as a banjo picker yourself, there is like you said it very nicely, the old guard, but man, there are some people that get pissed off when they hear some whippersnapper like Billy up there trying to get it the way he gets it. But, one thing I really do love about Billy Strings too is, he's introducing a swath of people to the Grateful Dead too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of he does, Dead tunes really well. He had Robert Hunter write him a song. I mean, he's taking Robert Hunter songs and like it's nuts to see. It's fun to see,
Yeah, no, it really is. I mean, anytime you get to turn new people onto both bluegrass and Grateful Dead, and Doc Watson and Stanley Brothers and stuff like that. For a lot of us, unless you were really born into bluegrass, you still found a bridge to it. Back when we were younger, maybe it was Nickel Creek or something, or Yonder Mountain String Band. Mm-hmm. It was something. It's like, well, I don't really like this, hardcore, Stanley Brothers or Bill Monroe stuff, but this band's kind of cool, and they played a rock song. Yonder Mountain would play Crazy Train and like do a bunch of fun covers and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. And so you kind of work your way back to it. And so, that has always happened for this music. And that's what Billy's doing right now. He's going to turn people onto it. And it's perfect. That's the way it should work.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree with you. Big Daddy Love, man. Like you said, you guys have been around about 12 years or so. And you've got albums and all kinds of really thoughtful and great original tunes, man. Are you guys? What are you guys doing now? Are you writing a bunch, or are you just kind of touring, or like what's it looking like right now?
Yeah, we are definitely due to start writing and possibly put out some new material here soon. So I have spent the last 7 years in Richmond, Virginia. We were touring. I met Amanda Started dating. I actually moved up there, and we got married and everything. So I just moved back to Winston-Salem. So that puts us all back in the same town again.
Yeah, that's cool.
So the idea to get together and write some new songs is right there on the doorstep for us. But yeah, so right now, we're down to the four of us. Scott Moss is doing his solo thing. We had many years with him. First it was Daniel Smith, and then he was raising kids, so he didn't want to tour as much. Scott joined, and we toured the country with him many times over, and now he's kind of doing his solo stuff. He opened a bicycle shop in Shelby, and he's doing super awesome with that.
Yeah, shout out
it's
Recycle.
Yeah. And so now, so Joey has stepped up to sing. Joey was always just wanting to play guitar. I mean, he just, he was never really wanting to be the front man singer. But, we realized that is our future. That's our path forward. And he's embraced it. And he sounds as good as anybody we've ever had. So it's the four of us. And, I tell people all the time, we're as happy as we've ever been right now. We're just relaxed. We enjoy being with each other. I kind of joke, the festivals for the MCs to introduce us, when I have to tell them a couple facts about it. So I started joking. I was like, and we still like each other. We've been together 12 years and we still like each other.
That's right.
Which can be rare in the music industry and everything.
Buddy,
so, but yeah, so it's the four of us, which also makes us really nimble to bring up guests. Tommy Jackson on keys and Elkin. We had Isaac Haddon at Rooster Walk. He's a young guitar prodigy. He's 18
I saw
years
that.
old.
I saw a clip on YouTube, man. That guy's ripping it.
He's so good. He just moved to Asheville. We're going to play another show with him in Roanoke in December that we're excited about. So so we have the four of us, and it's almost like telekinetic. We also joke that we know what each other's thinking before we think it. Because we've played over 2,000 shows together, so we're just so keyed into each other. But that also allows us to be really nimble and bring up these guests and let these guests shine and kind of really back them up. And if they're kind of going somewhere different, the four of us notice it and then are able to go with them together and not fight each other or be confused. And we all just, if Scotty does a little bit something different on the drums, the rest of us pick up on it right away, or Ashley or Joey or something. And, so we're very nimble with the music right now, which kind of creates some great moments. So yeah, overall we've had such a great 12-year career, but we are as happy as ever playing right now. We're just enjoying every second of it.
Yeah, that's great to hear, man. And it's people have always told me, and I know from experience that keeping a core group of guys together is a very difficult thing to do. And
it's so hard. It's such a big
lives
and
success. Kids and personalities and everything else. Like it's just difficult.
Yeah. I mean, most bands, don't make it over 2 or 3 years. Especially when you start getting into the middle age of getting married and having kids and everything. A huge part of our success, like I said, we just like each other. We enjoy being around each other. We enjoy playing, and also, we made the conscious decision to get off the road and not tour all the time. We took a small little 5-month hiatus, I think back in maybe early 2018. And we just realized that we didn't want to be out in, middle of Nebraska on a Wednesday night, with wondering where we're going to stay. And that was a really great decision. That kind of allowed us to relax on the whole idea, and just be in the moment and not worry about, growing or touring or this or that. And just kind of just enjoy the moment, to be on stage. And that was one of the best things we ever did. Hence, while we're still here today, enjoying things so much. So we're in a really good balance. We play good events. We play venues like yours that we're excited about. So, we can take these great opportunities without worrying about, being out or gone too long or everything. So, and honestly, every show we play, we love it. We're in such a good place that we can pick and choose the right things. Again, like your venue, the Hum and Hickory, that it's the best. We're just so happy with it right now.
Yeah, for sure, man. And, being on the road for so long and doing so many shows, I'm sure it starts to become a blur. And then once you're able to slow down just a little bit, you're able to appreciate more of what it's all about. And you're able to, put more, more heart and soul into gigs than, not to say you were phoning it in by any stretch, but just really having that opportunity to say, okay, hey, this is something that we love to do, and realize that, if we take this time off, that we might love it more when we come back. Right.
Yeah. I thought about this a lot lately. If I could go back and like change anything or tell my younger self anything, it would be to just relax, just calm down. I mean, I've always been a very driven person.
Goddamn, tell me how to do that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And I've always been so driven and just wanted to be successful so bad that I would let it consume me. Like every day, it's like, we need bigger shows, we need better tours, we need to make more money, we need better festivals and everything.
Yeah.
I would let it consume me so much that it would make me, very anxious, maybe even uptight. And honestly, like if I could go back and change a couple things, I would just relax, just play the shows, record the albums, just be patient. If you keep doing all the right things, good things will come. You don't have to worry yourself to death that they're not at your doorstep right this second. Just enjoy where you are in the moment, and you're going to get where you want to go, and things will work out. But yeah, I've thought about that a lot lately. Just the different mindset we have now is like in your 20s and 30s.
Yeah, for sure. Just tell me how much I owe you for my therapy appointment. So,
sure. First one's
right
free.
on. Again, we're talking with Brian Swank from Big Daddy Love. They're playing the Hum Amphitheater here in Hickory on October 23rd. Man, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it, and could not be any more happier that you're coming back to Hickory in a week or so.
Yeah, it will be 1 week from tomorrow. And like I said, when you reached out and said, would you want to come play Hickory at this new venue? It was an easy yes for us. I've known you for a couple of years. I know anything that you're going to do is going to be solid. And we just wanted to get back. So we cannot wait to see all of you guys here in a week.
You got it, buddy. Well, hey, we will see you then. And if you haven't bought tickets yet, they're on sale at thehum.live and on eTix. So go pick it up. We're going to be benefiting the Council on Adolescence of Catawba County. They're great organizations that help parents and kids here in our community. So not only are you going to be helping the community, you're going to get to see a heater of a band. You're going to get to see some people you hadn't seen before, some delicious food. Some great beers from a bunch of different places. So thanks again for coming. I appreciate it, man.
Sounds good. We'll see you in a week. Looking forward to it.
Got it.
All right.
Cool.
Out underneath the They hang me from that white oak tree. I hope the town shows up to see. Every single one's gonna know my name. Every single one